Hello, welcome to Member365's webinar on email marketing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Member365's new email marketing beta. This beta has not been released to everybody, but this is a great opportunity to take a look at the capabilities and the direction Member365 is headed, as we are always evolving. I'm Kaya Els, Member365's knowledge base expert, and I'm your host for today's webinar. For today's webinar, like I mentioned, we are going to take a look at the email marketing beta. This is not yet released to everyone, so it is a chance for you to see what is coming and how to use this e-marketing feature. We're going to open up the beta and create a newsletter. Creating this newsletter will reveal a bit of the capabilities that this beta has. Then we'll take a look at the analytics collected through email marketing. Okay, let's hop into it. So right now I'm logged in as an administrator on my Member365 domain, as you can see here. And to access the email marketing beta, from the top navigation bar, I'm going to click Email Marketing, and down at the bottom I have Email Marketing Beta. There are two versions of this, so you may see this, but it may not be the beta that I am accessing right now. Here you can see all of the email marketing messages that have already been delivered. I also have the ability to view any drafts. I can see what has been scheduled for delivery, and if any are in the trash. I can also copy an existing email communication or create a new one. I have a draft started for my newsletter already just for this demonstration. And the first step in creating any newsletter or organization update that you're planning on sending out is entering the details. The name is what you're going to see on the back end as an administrator, so make this something very obvious. I have mine as September 2017 newsletter. Obviously, this is my September newsletter of 2017, so I know exactly what it is. And the subject is what your members and your recipients will see when they are opening this up from their inbox. So make this something click-worthy. Just like you, your members are probably getting bombarded with tons of emails each and every day. So make it something that they're going to want to click. Don't let it get lost in the clutter. You can change the from name and the from address as well. Since I've already created the draft, I am skipping choosing a template. There are tons of pre-populated professional templates available to choose from. I'm using my template from a previous newsletter I already created, so I'm going straight to content. So here is where you configure and build your newsletters or updates to your organization. So since mine was from a previous newsletter, I obviously removed a lot of content, all of it. So there's tons missing that we're going to be able to fill out in this webinar. So it's a fresh start. And this is going to be the fall newsletter. As you can see, this one is a little more summary with the green, and it's very plain as well. Before we get started on creating the content, I'm just going to hop over to the right side of the page where you'll see these three tabs. And this is how you're actually going to be building your email marketing, either brand new template where you can start from scratch or one that's already created and modifying that. So we have content, structure, and body. When creating an email template or modifying one, you have to start with structure. So you would drag and drop where you want to put part of the content. So for mine, I'm going to put something right there. And I know that we'll come back to this, but for example, I'm just going to start off with doing this. And then I'm going to drag and drop text. So you have to add the structure in where the content will fall. And whatever content you choose to fall is completely your decision. So you can choose text, image, you can include a button, social media links, a divider just to split up your page a little bit more. If you know HTML source code, you can even include that in your new email marketing content or messages. So I'm going to start right at the top of my page that we are building now, and I want this to be a personal newsletter. I want people to receive this and know that it's meant to be sent to them. So I'm going to insert a greeting tag here. I'm going to say hello, and I'll click merge tags, and here it gives me the ability to add their first name, last name, company name, anything that you want, even if it's an application portal name. I'm going to click first name, so when they receive this, they know exactly that it was supposed to go to them. You can change the text with the text box here. You can include notes, you can include hyperlinks, bold it, underline, have italics. It's completely up to you. That also looks pretty small, so I'm going to make it a little bigger just so it really grasps their attention. So now I have my header here, which I created earlier for my other newsletter, and now I'm looking at this thinking it's not that fall friendly. So I want to change this photo. And to do that, I'm going to come over here, which you'll notice as soon as you click on one of the structure lines that is already populated, the side panel changes, allowing you to edit anything within there. So I'll click in here again, and I can change the image right from here. There are tons of options for images in this new email marketing beta. You can either upload from your computer, you can import from other social media accounts that you have connected. So for example, you can link up to your Facebook, your Instagram, your Flickr account. You can take a picture right from here using your webcam, or even include a link for a URL. Member365 also allows you to search thousands of free stock photos that you can use in your emails. So for mine, I want this to be a little fall friendly, so I'm just going to search fall. And here we go, exactly the stuff I was looking for. So just choose whatever photo you'd like. And click insert, and there we go. Now that's a lot more fall friendly. I'm also going to change this here. So I already have my content entered, as you could see that little taskbar that read content, and I'm going to change this just to match the subject that my members are receiving. So my subject was fall in love with fall. And I'm going to change this green to a nice orange. Or I could go red, anything that will stand out. I want this to be as visually pleasing as possible. Kind of matches the photo, I'll do that for now. You can always change it if you want. So now entering more content. I actually have a Word document created already. I'll just drag it over just so you can see what I'm working with. And I have tons of links in there, as well as another event information and stuff. So I'm going to drag this back over just so you know where I'm getting my content from. I won't leave it up on that page, but that's where I'm going to copy and paste a lot of things. So I have all my links picked out. I have what I'm going to say within my email, but I'm still in the process of building that out. So I want this to be my title. I have my header, I have my footer, and now it's just filling in between. So the thing that I'm first adding is a fundraising link and the information for the fundraiser. So I'm going to drag and drop that content, or sorry, that structure. I'm going to select content, and I want to have a photo. Make sure it takes, there we go. So I'm going to have a photo in there, and then I'm going to have text beside it. I'm going to copy and paste my text. This is specifically for my fundraiser, or a fundraiser I should say, as I'm going to link this to another third-party fundraiser. However, you can always link it to your own fundraising pages created within Member365. I'm going to hyperlink where I say click here to donate now, and I'm going to hyperlink that entire sentence. I can put in my URL, I can even change what I want it to say. And now again, finding a photo. So I want to find a photo. I'm posting this link or providing my members with this link just to donate for the storm in Houston, so Hurricane Harvey. And I want to upload the photo. And I'm going to use a very powerful image, hoping that that will engage my members to donate. Another great thing about this email marketing beta is you can edit the photos. So you can resize the photos right in there. There we go. I'm going to click on this photo, and you'll notice this sidebar is going to change, and I can even put my URL link in here. So when people click on that photo, they're going to be brought to the page where they're able to donate. You can change the alternate text as well if you want. Change the image, of course. To me, these words look very scrunched up. It doesn't look all that visually pleasing. So I'm going to click on my content and see how I can change this. Here's the different line heights, so line spacing. That's a little too much, and that's perfect. Next is adding more structure. The next thing that I want to add is my event information. So I have an event coming up. I want people to register for that event. So in the content, I'm just going to do a simple line. Again, I'm going to use text and images. So as you can see, it's very simple tools. It's easily dragging and dropping. There's tons of different content that you can include. Make that a little larger. It looks very small. Everything's right at your fingertips, which is great for this. You don't have to go far. The text box always populates. You can change on the side here. You'll see text color, link color. If you have a specific color for your organization, like I'm using Member365 blue, for example, I'll add in a photo. For this, I'll probably just use another fall photo. I have some of more leaves right here, so I'll throw that in. Again, I can go and search for free photos. I can import more photos. I should resize this. I'm not going to get into that right now just for this demonstration, but I'm able to resize this as well, make it smaller so it fits closer to the text. This is looking also very cluttered, so one thing that I want to do, I'm going to add in a structure here, but I'm actually going to put in a divider just to break up my different sections. I have a link for my event that I cannot forget to include. So I'm going to do a hyperlink in the text once again. And I'll hyperlink the photo as well. One thing that is also neat is you can specify an image action. So right now, like I mentioned, I'm putting in a URL. You can change this to actually, if they're on a mobile device, for example, that they can call. So you can insert a phone number there. When they click that photo, they can call you or send you a text or whoever's number you provide. You can also have it set up if they are either on mobile or if they're on their computer, they can send an email. I'm just sticking with Open Web Page for this demonstration because I want it to be something, an event that they can register for. Next thing that I'm going to add, which is important in all organizations and companies alone, is social media links, because social media is very prominent and generally in the world. So I'm going to add in a divider there to break that up, and I'm going to put another structure underneath. And now I can add in my social media links. So I just drag and drop this social media button. And right away, it gives me these three options. When I click into here, all the links are populated. So you can put in your URLs there, and you can even select different icons here, what you would like them to look like. You can add a new icon. So maybe you want to include your LinkedIn. You can click that, it'll be added automatically. And there are tons here that you choose from if you have Snapchat, if you have an Instagram account, Vimeo or Spotify, Tumblr, tons of different options. The orange is very abrupt there, so I'm going to add it to the sides of the structure as well, just to make it a little more consistent. So here is where you can change that. And you can either change the background, so right now I have it just as transparent, and you'll see the little pockets of orange that get displayed there. I can even make that a little larger. And now for the second column, which will be the text, I can do the same thing. Which now my text almost looks a little washed out, so what I can do for that is just change that to a really pure black. And there we go, and now that pops out much better. So there are tons of different capabilities of really customizing your email marketing message or content, whatever you may be creating to send to your members. You can add in your social links. I'll customize this as well. So there are actually, one thing that I want to point out is there are two different things that you can click on. So here I click on content, which I have my image there. And when I click further out, that's the structure. And this is where you can also put in that footer, for example. So right now there's no row background image. I can just flick that, change, and now I can add in the same header that I have and just include that in my footer just so it looks consistent across my messaging. And I used this one, so I'll just click add. And there we go, that's a little more consistent, which I want that centered and full width. So that's just an example of what you can create. Always click save whenever you are creating your things, just to make sure nothing is lost. I'm going to show you the capabilities of the actions that we now have with this new email marketing beta. So you can preview your work. So what it's going to look like when you send it out to your members, either on a desktop, And this is mobile friendly, so you can click mobile, and here is how it is going to look on your phone. Other actions are sending a test. So if you'd like to send a test to either yourself or maybe a colleague, you can do that and ask them what they think about the email so far and if you should change anything, etc. You can save the template. So if you create one just from scratch, which is building the structure on your own, entering all the content wherever you would like it to sit, you can save that as a template, maybe call it newsletter template, whatever you're using it for, and that way every newsletter will be consistent. We're going to click on this body tab since I haven't talked about it much, and this is purely for the width of the body, as well if you'd like to add a background color to the entire section. So you can make this larger or smaller. It's completely up to you. Change your link colors here as well as have a default font or not. So once again, whenever you're finished, click save. And if you're ready to send this out or schedule it to go out, click continue. Here's where you would choose your list of who's going to receive this. So you have my list, shared lists. If you have additional recipients to include or exclude, after you've chosen the list, click continue. You're able to track links, and this is what we're going to get into next, is the analytics. So I do want to track these links, so I know when people click them. You can also send this out later if you want and choose a later date that it can be sent. So if you have, for example, maybe I send out all my newsletters on the 1st of the month, I can send this out Friday the 1st. I have my links tracked, and I can click save or schedule now, which will also save. So there we go, it's scheduled for delivery. It's going to be sitting in here, perfect. And let's take a look at the analytics now. So looking at analytics, I have to go into delivered ones because it's ones that people may have already clicked on. For example, let's find one. Here's a save the date one. We'll click into here, and the analytics that are going to be displayed, it's going to show you how many people have received it, how many unique opens or clicks there were, if there was links included, which this email there was no links included, but it lists everybody that it was sent to, all of their opens, and who opened it however many times. And if there's links, it'll mark those there, and if anybody has unsubscribed. And those are the analytics really for the email marketing beta, as well as the email marketing that we have in place right now. You can also export this information to Excel if it's something that you need to bring to a board meeting. So that is all for our webinar today. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact our knowledge base at support.member365.com or reach out to our support via email at support@member365.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.